Might have been ninth, 10th, maybe 11th grade. Wood shop. I chose to show up for that one because I could make bowls to smoke pot out of the wood bin, the scrap wood bin. Teacher would kind of look the other way. The same teacher that I remember doubted one of my proposals for a project. I can't remember the exact details. He either doubted that I freehand drew the drawing or doubted that item existed or could be made. Something. He doubted me, suffice to say. I remember that. But he kind of left me in my corner when I showed up, and vice versa. I left him in his. One day I was making a bowl, and Anthony came over. Tall, handsome-looking guy, kid. I want to say Gregory Hines type. And the young man had it going on. He had a future. Parents raised him proper. We're talking public school here, but you could tell this kid, he had a good future ahead of him. He came over to me one day, and I'm 6 foot, probably at that point, pretty close to it, but Anthony's big. I'm sure he was on the high school team. He towed the line. He was an innie. I was always an outie. He said, and I remember he never really made eye contact. He just looked at the bowl in my hand when I just sort of finished, roughing out. He said, "Let me see that." I handed it to him. He turned around, turned on the bandsaw, and observing proper shop protocol, used a push stick and ran my newly made bowl through, effectively halved it, turned off the bandsaw and walked away. I don't know that he ever actually made eye contact with me during that exchange. As he walked away, I felt nothing. What was I to feel? I knew there was a wood bin over there with more scrap wood, and I was going to go get one, start making another one. And if he wanted to do it all over again, fine. But I know when he walked away from that bandsaw, he felt something. A sense of policing, protecting societal values, maybe even holier than thou. I was the unwashed vagabond, whatever. The misfit. His final I didn't have a final project, needless to say. His final project that year for grade was a machete. Yeah, not a miniature desk letter opener, a machete. Yeah. You got an A. You got an A for that. I remember that. Yeah. You see, somebody like that, I think it's safe to lay money on that. Somebody like Anthony, or even my shop teacher, will never, ever understand why Edgar Allan Poe died a heroin addict in Baltimore. But I absolutely understand why Edgar Allan Poe died a heroin addict in Baltimore. Take a moment and exchange the name Edgar Allan Poe for Robin Williams. Was he not a poet? Yeah, I think he was. Heath Ledger. There was a poet. Anthony Bourdain. Dare I say, might be the finest among the names I've mentioned, including my own, because I am also a poet. I scratch the paper like Edgar does, whereas Anthony's comes out in his cooking maybe, or Heath's in his acting, etc. But we're all the same man. We're all poets. We're all tender. We all love deeply. And when I say love deeply, I mean you, the listener. I mean all of you, the listeners. I love you. And when I see you commit acts of evil against your sister or your brother, I'm not horrified by the act. That's life on planet Earth. I'm horrified by the fact that I know that in my soul, I'm capable of doing the same thing that you just did. However heinous it was, I'm capable and culpable. And that is why I want to check out. Mine was at 17. It was down to stomach pumping, no respiration, Valiums and vodka, leather shackles, cuffed to a bed. I came to 3 days later. Whoop-de-doo. There it is. It wasn't my time. I'm 59 years old. I've been forced to walk this path now. I'm happy and I'm sad about it. It's through the help of others that I'm now able to live in my own skin. Yellow blue tibia.